Welcome to AI Toolbox, where we spotlight cutting-edge AI innovations. Today, we're going to be diving deep into Janus-Pro,
Janus-Pro.
the latest buzzworthy release from DeepSeek. Those open-source AI pioneers who always seem to be pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to see how much excitement it's generating already.
Yeah?
The tech community is already buzzing with speculation,
Right.
and those trending hashtags tell a story in themselves.
Absolutely. Hashtag Janus-Pro and hashtag DeepSeek AI are blowing my feed. So let's unpack what we know so far.
Okay.
What exactly is Janus-Pro, and what makes it stand out from the crowd?
So at its core, Janus-Pro aims to enhance AI's multimodal understanding, bridging the gap between text and visual information.
So-
It's not just about generating images from words like some other tools.
Right.
It's about creating AI that truly understands the relationship between those two worlds.
So it's more than just another text-to-image generator.
Yeah.
Is it more like teaching AI to see and read simultaneously?
That's a great way to put it. Imagine teaching AI to translate between languages, but instead of different languages, it's translating between text and images. Janus-Pro helps AI grasp the meaning and context of both, enabling it to generate, analyze, and even reason about content in a more holistic way.
That's a pretty powerful concept.
Yeah.
What kind of practical applications are we talking about here? Give us a rundown on Janus-Pro's core features.
Sure. First and foremost,
Sure.
Janus-Pro excels at generating high-quality images from detailed text descriptions.
Okay.
You provide the words however specific or abstract, and it attempts to bring your vision to life visually.
Okay, so let's say I describe a robot dog wearing a beret, riding a skateboard through a futuristic cityscape. Can Janus-Pro handle something that creative and detailed?
Precisely, and it goes beyond simple image creation.
Okay.
Janus-Pro can also handle complex visual queries.
Oh, wow.
Imagine searching images not just by keywords,
Right.
but by describing the visual elements you're looking for. It's like having an AI that understands the language of images.
So instead of searching for cat, I could search for images conveying a sense of curiosity or playfulness.
Yes.
And Janus-Pro would understand that visually.
You got it. And what makes Janus-Pro truly special is how seamlessly this visual understanding is integrated with natural language processing.
Okay.
Natural language processing, or NLP for short,
Right.
enables AI to understand and process human language.
Yeah.
In Janus-Pro, this means you can interact with it using plain English instructions, questions or descriptions, and it responds in kind, whether by generating content or providing analysis.
That's some next-level AI interaction.
It is.
But let's dive a little deeper into the technical side.
Sure.
Do we know anything about how Janus-Pro actually works? What's under the hood?
Well, DeepSeek hasn't released full technical specifications, so we're working with educated guesses.
Okay.
However, they've emphasized Janus-Pro's unique efficiency in processing both text and image data concurrently. It's not just processing one then the other.
Okay.
It's handling them simultaneously.
Interesting.
This suggests a sophisticated approach to parallel processing, potentially leveraging the power of neural networks.
Neural networks.
Oh.
That's where it starts to get a little complex for some of us.
Right.
Can you break down what that means in the context of Janus-Pro?
Sure. Think of a neural network like a vast, interconnected web of artificial neurons that learn patterns from data.
Okay.
In Janus-Pro's case, this network is trained on massive amounts of both text and images, enabling it to recognize the intricate relationships between words and visual concepts.
It's all about recognizing patterns and connecting the dots between words and visuals.
Exactly.
But how does that translate to something like, say, generating an image from a text description?
Okay.
Walk us through that process.
Let's imagine you give Janus-Pro the prompt. A cat sitting on a windowsill watching birds fly by.
Okay.
The AI breaks that sentence down into its individual components. Cat sitting, windowsill, watching, birds, flying.
So it's dissecting the language to understand the basic building blocks of the scene.
Exactly. Then Janus-Pro draws upon its vast internal database of knowledge, essentially a visual dictionary built during its training to associate those words with corresponding visual concepts. It knows what a cat looks like, what a windowsill looks like, what the act of sitting entails, and so on.
It's like it's matching those words to images from its own mental library.
Right. But it's not just a simple one-to-one matching game.
Okay.
Janus-Pro also analyzes the relationships between these concepts.
Right.
It understands that the cat is the one doing the sitting,
Yeah.
that the windowsill is where the cat is located,
Right.
and that the birds are the objects being watched.
So it's not just identifying individual elements, it's understanding the context and how those elements interact within a scene.
That's what makes Janus-Pro so remarkable. This ability to understand context is what allows it to generate an image that's not just a random assortment of objects,
Right.
but a cohesive scene reflecting the meaning behind the text prompt.
It sounds like Janus-Pro is almost thinking like an artist,
Yes,
taking a creative brief and interpreting it to create something new and original.
exactly.
But every tool has its strengths and weaknesses.
Of course.
What are some potential challenges or limitations we should be aware of?
That's a great point. While the potential is incredible,
Yeah.
there are some things to consider.
Okay.
One challenge is the complexity of Janus-Pro itself.
Okay.
To truly harness its power, users need a good grasp of both natural language processing and visual computing. It's not a tool you can just pick up and master overnight.
So there's definitely a learning curve involved.
Yes.
Especially for those who might be new to AI or only familiar with one side of the coin, either text or visuals.
Exactly.
What about resource requirements? Can anyone run this on their laptop, or does it need some serious computing power?
That's another potential hurdle. Based on what we know, Janus-Pro likely requires significant computational resources. It might not be accessible to everyone unless DeepSeek releases optimized versions down the line.
So it's not exactly a plug-and-play tool for the masses just yet.
Not quite.
But for those who can access it, what kind of impact are we talking about? Who should be paying attention to Janus-Pro?
This is where things get really exciting.
So,
imagine the possibilities for designer and content creators. They could quickly generate visuals directly from their notes or brainstorming sessions.
oh, wow.
It could revolutionize the creative process, making it faster, more intuitive, and more experimental.
That's potentially a game changer for fields where speed and visual communication are paramount.
Absolutely. And beyond that, think about the implications for education. We could see visually rich learning materials generated dynamically, tailored to individual students' needs or learning styles.
I'm picturing students interacting with complex subjects through AI-powered visual storytelling.
Yes.
History, science, even math could become much more engaging and accessible.
Exactly. The possibilities are vast. And let's not forget DeepSeek's commitment to open source AI. It's highly likely that Janus-Pro will follow suit, making it accessible to a wider audience for tinkering, customization, and further innovation.
That open source approach has always been one of DeepSeek's strengths.
Absolutely.
They're not just developing cutting-edge AI, they're making it available for others to build upon and push even further.
I agree.
Now, it's important to acknowledge that Janus-Pro isn't the only multimodal AI tool out there. We've seen impressive advancements with models like Dale and Midjourney.
Of course.
Those have certainly made their mark on the creative landscape.
For sure.
So what sets Janus-Pro apart? What makes it unique?
It's the focus on both understanding AD generation. Dalis, for instance, is primarily known for its image generation capabilities. Midjourney excels at creating artistic and imaginative visuals. Janus-Pro aims to be more holistic. It seeks to understand the meaning and context behind both text and images, making it a potentially more powerful and versatile tool for AI creativity and beyond.
So it's not just about generating visually impressive outputs. It's about understanding the deeper relationship between text and visuals to unlock new levels of expression and problem solving.
Yes.
That's what makes it truly groundbreaking.
It is. That's why everyone's paying close attention to DeepSeek right now. Janus-Pro could be a major step forward in how we interact with and leverage AI for a wide range of purposes.
For sure.
But it's not just about the technology itself. What are your initial impressions of Janus-Pro? What stands out to you?
What strikes me is the potential impact on accessibility. If Janus-Pro can truly bridge the gap between text and visuals, it could be a game changer for people with disabilities, making information and creative tools more readily available than ever before.
That's an incredibly important point. We often focus on the creative and technological advancements of AI, but its potential to make the world more inclusive is equally significant.
It's inspiring to think about how this technology could break down barriers and empower individuals in ways we haven't even considered yet.
Absolutely. And it speaks to the broader potential of AI to not just automate tasks, but to augment human capabilities and foster a more equitable society.
For sure.
But to fully grasp Janus-Pro's potential, we need to delve deeper into how it actually works its magic.
Okay.
We'll explore that fascinating aspect after a quick break. Welcome back to our deep dive into Janus-Pro.
So we were talking about how Janus-Pro could really level the playing field when it comes to accessibility.
Right.
And I think that's worth exploring a little bit further. Because it's not just about making AI more creative or efficient. It's about making information and technology accessible to everyone.
Absolutely. Imagine a world where someone with visual impairments could hear an image described in rich detail by AI, or where someone with dyslexia could effortlessly convert written text into visual representations.
That would be amazing. We're talking about breaking down barriers that have existed for far too long.
Yeah.
Janus-Pro could be a key tool in creating a more inclusive digital world.
It really speaks to the transformative potential of AI, not just for specific tasks, but for creating a more equitable and accessible society.
Okay, so we've talked about the why behind Janus-Pro and its potential impact. But let's get back to the how. We've hinted at neural networks and deep learning.
Right.
But I think many of our listeners would appreciate a more concrete understanding of how those technologies power Janus-Pro's abilities.
Absolutely. To understand how Janus-Pro works, we need to delve a little deeper into the world of neural networks. As we mentioned earlier, a neural network is a complex system of interconnected nodes, modeled loosely on the human brain.
So it's a kind of artificial brain that can learn and adapt.
That's a good analogy.
Okay.
And in Janus-Pro's case, this artificial brain is trained on a massive data set of paired text and images.
Right.
This training process is crucial.
Yeah.
It's how Janus-Pro learns to recognize the intricate relationships between words and visual elements.
It's like showing a child flashcards with pictures and words over and over until they start to understand the connection.
Exactly. But instead of a few flashcards, Janus-Pro is exposed to millions, even billions of examples.
Wow.
This allows it to develop a sophisticated understanding of how visual concepts are represented in language and vice versa.
So the training data is the key ingredient here.
Yeah.
It's what gives Janus-Pro the foundation for understanding both text and images.
Precisely. Now let's imagine we give Janus-Pro the prompt. A fluffy white cat curled up asleep in a basket of yarn. The AI first breaks that sentence down into individual words and phrases. Fluffy, white, cat, curled up, asleep, basket, yarn. Each word acts as a clue, pointing towards specific visual elements.
So it's like it's analyzing the text to extract the key visual descriptor.
Right, and here's where the training data comes into play.
Okay.
Janus-Pro has learned to associate words like fluffy with certain visual textures.
Wow.
White with a specific color, cat with a particular shape and form.
Right.
It's pulling all of that knowledge together based on the prompt.
It's like it's assembling a mental picture piece by piece based on the words it's given.
That's a great way to visualize it, but it goes beyond simple matching.
Okay.
Janus-Pro also considers the relationships between those words, understanding that fluffy modifies cat, that curled up describes the cat's posture, and that the cat is located in a basket of yarn.
So it's not just recognizing individual elements.
Right.
It's understanding how those elements relate to each other within the scene.
That's crucial. This understanding of relationships allows Janus-Pro to generate an image that's not just a jumble of random objects, but a cohesive and meaningful scene that accurately reflects the text prompt.
So it's like Janus-Pro is thinking like a human artist.
Yeah.
Interpreting the text and using its knowledge to create a visually compelling composition.
That's a great analogy. It's not just regurgitating information.
Right.
It's using its understanding of language and visuals to generate something new and creative.
That's fascinating.
But I think it's important to move beyond the abstract and ground this in some real-world examples.
Okay.
We've talked about the possibilities in creative fields and education, but I think it would be helpful to walk through a specific scenario to show how Janus-Pro could be used in practice.
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay. Let's take the example of a video game developer who is creating a vast and immersive fantasy world. Designing all of the creatures, characters, and environments manually can be a tremendously time-consuming process.
It's a classic bottleneck in game development.
Exactly. But with Janus-Pro, that process could be dramatically streamlined. The developer could feed Janus-Pro text descriptions of their ideas. For example, a towering bioluminescent tree with glowing purple leaves that whisper secrets in the wind.
Instead of sketching out concept art, they're providing detailed textual descriptions.
Precisely. And Janus-Pro could then generate multiple visual representations of that description, giving the developer a starting point for their design work.
It's like having an AI concept artist on demand.
Exactly.
That could save countless hours of manual labor.
Yeah.
And allow for much faster prototyping and experimentation.
And the developer could iterate on those designs by tweaking the text descriptions, adding new details, or exploring different stylistic variations until they achieve the desired result.
It's like having a collaborative brainstorming partner that can instantly visualize your ideas. That could revolutionize the way games are designed and developed.
It has the potential to be a truly disruptive force in the gaming industry, and not just in gaming.
Right.
Think about film, animation, graphic design, architecture, any field where visual creation is central to the process.
It's a powerful tool for anyone who works with visual ideas.
It is.
But we also talked about the potential impact on education.
Yes.
How could Janus-Pro transform the learning experience?
Imagine history textbooks that are no longer static collections of text and images, but are instead dynamic and interactive experiences powered by AI.
Oh, wow.
Students could witness historical events unfold before their eyes through AI-generated visualizations, making learning more engaging and immersive.
It's like stepping back in time, experiencing history firsthand.
Exactly. Students could explore ancient cities, witness historical battles, even interact with virtual representations of historical figures.
That would be incredible.
That's a whole new way of engaging with the past.
And it's not just about making learning more entertaining, it's about making it more effective.
Of course.
By tapping into different learning styles, we can help students grasp complex concepts more easily and retain information for longer.
And the applications extend far beyond history.
Okay.
Imagine science textbooks with interactive 3D models of molecules or cells, math lessons with AI-generated visualizations of geometric concepts, or language learning apps with immersive virtual environments.
It's about making information more accessible, understandable, and ultimately more memorable.
Precisely. And that brings us back to what truly sets Janus-Pro apart.
Okay.
It's not just about generating pretty pictures.
Right.
It's about using AI to bridge the gap between text and visuals, creating a deeper understanding of the information we encounter.
That's a really important point.
But the implications of this technology go far beyond these individual applications.
You're right. Janus-Pro is a powerful example of the progress we're making in AI. But it also raises important questions about the future of AI and its role in our lives.
It does. The emergence of multimodal AI, with its ability to understand and interact with information across multiple modalities, is a significant leap forward.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for the future of AI as a whole? That's a question we'll explore in more detail in just a moment.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've spent this episode exploring Janus-Pro, this fascinating new AI from DeepSeek that's blurring the lines between text and visual understanding.
And before we were starting to touch on the bigger picture, it's not just about cool features and applications.
Right.
Janus-Pro represents a significant step forward in AI development, and hence at where this technology might be headed.
It's definitely sparked my curiosity. We've talked about multimodal AI, but I think many of us are still wrapping our heads around what that truly means and what the implications are for the future.
It's a paradigm shift in how we think about artificial intelligence. For a long time, AI development was focused on specialized systems that excelled in specific tasks, like playing chess or recognizing faces.
Right.
But multimodal AI is about creating systems that can understand and interact with information across a variety of modalities. Text, images, audio, even sensory data.
Wow.
Not just in isolation, but in relation to each other.
So instead of having separate AIs for different types of data, we're moving towards AI that can integrate and understand information in a more holistic way, more like how humans do.
Exactly. Think about how you experience the world. You don't just see an image or read a text in isolation.
Right.
You combine those inputs with your other senses, your memories, your emotions, to create a richer understanding of your surroundings.
Right.
Multimodal AI aims to replicate that kind of integrated understanding.
That's both incredibly exciting and a little bit daunting. If we're able to create AI that understands the world more like humans do, what does that mean for our relationship with technology? What are the potential benefits and challenges we need to be thinking about?
It's a question that sparks a lot of debate and speculation.
Yeah.
On the one hand, multimodal AI holds immense potential for good.
Okay.
Imagine AI assistants that can truly understand your needs and preferences, not just respond to commands.
Right.
Or imagine AI-powered educational tools that personalize learning based on each student's unique way of understanding the world.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
It sounds like we could be moving toward a future where AI is not just a tool, but a true collaborator.
Yeah.
Augmenting our abilities and helping us solve complex problems in ways we can't even imagine today.
That's the optimistic view and one I share, but there are also valid concerns. As AI becomes more sophisticated and integrated into our lives, we need to be mindful of potential ethical implications. We need to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly and ethically, in a way that benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
Those are crucial considerations. It's not enough to just focus on the wow factor of new technology.
Right.
We need to be having thoughtful conversations about the potential impact on society, on jobs, on our understanding of what it means to be human.
Absolutely. And those conversations need to be happening now, not after these technologies are already widespread.
Right.
Transparency, open dialogue, and collaboration between researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public are essential.
That's where initiatives like DeepSeek's commitment to open source AI becomes so important.
Yes.
By making these technologies more accessible, they're fostering a broader ecosystem of innovation and encouraging wider participation in shaping the future of AI.
I completely agree. Open source AI is a powerful tool for democratizing access to these technologies and ensuring that they are used for good. It's about empowering individuals and communities to be active participants in shaping the future, not passive bystanders.
It's about shifting the narrative from AI as something that's happening to us to AI as something we're building together.
That's a great way to put it. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's a path we're forging collectively. And tools like Janus-Pro, with their emphasis on accessibility and collaboration, offer a glimpse of what that future could look like. A future where AI augments human capabilities, breaks down barriers, and empowers us to create a more equitable and just world.
That's a vision worth striving for.
It is.
And it all circles back to what we talked about at the beginning of this episode. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the choices we make in how we develop and use it.
Yes.
Those choices will ultimately determine the course of AI's impact on our lives and the world around us.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why it's so important for everyone, regardless of their technical expertise, to stay informed, engaged, and involved in the conversation about AI. The future of AI is not something that's happening to us. It's something we're all creating together.
That's a perfect note to end on. So to our listeners, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Janus-Pro and the future of multimodal AI? What possibilities excite you? What concerns do you have? Head over to @AI4ThePeople on social media and join the conversation.
And remember, the more we understand about AI, the better equipped we are to ensure it's used for the betterment of humanity.
Well said.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Janus-Pro and the future of AI. Until next time, keep innovating.